Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, do not fear whatever you do. Tony Basilio and you, we are fired up, we are focused, we are prepared. We're feeling great today. I want to shout out Walton for keeping us on the track today. Laura and myself are in transit to Pennsylvania. My niece is getting married. Mark Griffin is being honored tonight, and we're going to share in the celebration with him. We're going to bring Dave Serrano on here momentarily to take a victory lap. TGMD is going to jump in and be in the house with us today. We have a lot to discuss. We're going to talk about some kickball as well, some kickball. But it's a lot of fun. It's going to be a great day here, a great celebration day for us. And the truth is, you know, the thing about sport that I love, and the thing you realize as you do this, is we enjoy these games, we enjoy this stuff, but really what we do here in our little corner of the sports galaxy, what we do here is we fellowship and we enjoy each other. And I truly love it. And so we're going to get a chance today to celebrate with Dave Serrano as he just stepped down at Johnson. I want to talk to him about what is next for him and just about all the stuff that we get into, and then the changes and the craziness that's going on right now. But I want to shout out Rick Barnes and the Tennessee basketball program. Again, we're going to be filing some full reports presented by my man Gary Sturm, and that's going to begin shortly, as we usually do through the summer. We usually keep you going. We had a Hoops Tuesday for a long, long time. We're going to get back to doing that. I need a little time away. I know everybody understands that. And but I want to shout out Jacoby Gillespie, who goes to a perfect opportunity for him in San Antonio. Brian, do you believe that Jacoby, that's a good opportunity for him? Can he make that team? Can he make that team? I can't wait to pick Mark Griffin's brain about that. Can he make the team, Bri?
If he can, he's got a chance to get a ring.
And they got a chance to get a ring. That's right.
He's in a winning culture, and he's used to playing in a winning culture.
That's right.
For a year.
So the man's in a winning culture. He's a winner here. And then Acapara went in the second round as well, which is great for him, Brian. And Acapara went where, Bri? Help me out here.
He was traded to the Wizards. He was picked by the Orlando Magic. They traded him to the Wizards. So he might have a chance there to flourish. I mean, there's probably an opportunity available.
Oh, of course.
I don't know the Wizards roster, but it's not very good.
They're invisible. So Acapara is kind of in quad A baseball right now, playing with the Wizards, who just inked Trae Young to a long-term deal, which means they're not a serious organization. No offense to them. The poor Wizards, man. I mean, they're a long way. They're a long way, Maury Hanks, from the days of Wes Unseld, my brother. They're a long, long way from the days of Dr. Tom McMillan, my brother. Let's go, Maury Hanks. Let's go. They're a long way from those days. We have a lot to talk about. I'm fired up, focused, and prepared for Acapara. I think Acapara is going to be a nice player in the NBA. I really do. I think he'll find a role, find a niche, carve out his niche. This is just so great for Tennessee hoops. And I was having a conversation today with an insider, and we were talking about how Rick Barnes has so embraced this era. The entire regime was up there in New York City to take part in that. The entire regime, these guys have done a hell of a job here, y'all. I mean, people are like, well, when's this guy gonna step away? And my answer to that is why? They've got it kind of figured out. NECA Dave. I'm talking to you, NECA Dave. They've got it kind of figured out. See, even on a positive day. By the way, I want to shout out a couple people. Shout out to Jerry Lingenfelter at Fleet Tire, because, Jerry, we're entering Roanoke County. This car is running like Dusty Rhodes itself. The American Dweem. The Dweem. I said the Dweem. I said the Dweem. Jerry Lingenfelter at Fleet Tire, you simpleton. Even though you crack on me and told me the other day that I was getting soft and that my wife is beautiful, and you better keep your hands off of her. Next thing, I want to shout out Refalytics Judd. Refalytics Judd, you know, Kiss had a song called Dr. Love, and Refalytics Judd's like Dr. Mold. Okay? And CK None to the Bogey, if you want to know a few things about some of the spores that are probably in your laundry, you ought to call Refalytics Judd over, because that man's got some scientific tools, and he helped us out yesterday, and I want to shout out Refalytics Judd and his lovely wife, whose name I can't pronounce, but she's a sweetheart, and she must be both near and farsighted at the same time, whatever that means. But we have a lot to get into today. I'm fired up, focused, prepared. You will hear from Matt. You will hear from Brian. I am in transit. I am on I-81. If that's you in the DST trailer rental leasing truck, I just passed you on 81. The energy and the juice on going on a road trip. This is my first time going to Pennsylvania in 2 years, because I lost my back last summer. I didn't go back and visit family. So they're going to forget what I look like. And when they walk in, they're going to go, "Where's Tony? That's George the Animal Steel." I might lean into this thing, my new look, and I might get like some laborious mouthwash so my tongue can be green, and walk up to some of my young great nieces and great nephews and go, "Nice, nice," and stick my tongue out at them. So there's a lot of things going on today. I'm fired up. I'm focused. I'm prepared. Byron Williams is a goofball. Today on the blog, he has Basilio bingo, or he's got a bingo card up there for the show. Play bingo. All right, here we go. We come back on the absolutely next level. The great Dave Serrano joins, who I love. And I just want a victory lap with Serrano. He's got his team in 3 short years to the NIA World Series, and he's walking out of there on top. He's standing on top of the world right now. Van Hagar. Take a brief time out, and we come back. Love will come walking in, and we continue on the other side right after this. Life never stops moving. In between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires. Just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Nothing reminds you of how much you rely on your air conditioner like the first really hot day in East Tennessee. Schedule Pipe Wrench Home Services' $79 seasonal tune-up now before the heat sets in. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with their same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 seasonal tune-up today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
With Gary Sturm. He's with Mortgage Investors Group, making our community a better place every day. Gary, you've been at it 32 years, man.
Yes, Tony, I've been at Mortgage Investors Group for 32 years. We've known each other since, back in the 80s, right?
And we've gotten to know each other recently as our family has gotten involved with another mortgage. Through that whole process, you were a prince, just like Jeker. When he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Tennessee loss, you've been giving your phone number out for a couple decades. And why is that, Gary?
This is the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. You don't want to trust somebody online, some 800 number. You want to call somebody like myself that's going to give you my number, and you can call me anytime. I'm there to help you. I'm here to help you and your family, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your trust in me. You can call me anytime. You can be like Jeker and call me at 2 a.m. and complain about the balls just like he did. I'd rather you call me about a mortgage, but that's okay. If you want to cry about the balls, we can do that too. I'm a ball at heart. You know that. And if you want to come in and meet with me face-to-face, I'm here. If you want to do it online, I'm here. That's fine. If you're curious if you can qualify to buy a house, people know the housing market's tough. That's what I'm here for. There's no obligation. You can call me anytime. I get you pre-qualified. Or maybe you've got a mortgage and you're thinking about refinancing. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you want to go to a 15-year. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm here for. It's what I've been here for 32 years. My number is 865-660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Sturm at Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I proudly bring Matt Dixon. Before we bring Coach Serrano up, I mean, we love this Dave Serrano guy, Matt, don't we?
Absolutely.
Talk
Great
to
guy.
me here, Matt.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and proud, brother. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Dave Serrano's a great guy. Didn't quite get it done here on the diamond. But laid the foundation and really improved the program and took over just a total train wreck, and kind of helped pave the way. I'm glad he still kind of felt a part of the program and his son was on staff for that title. That was 2 years ago. So yeah, he's a great guy who you never hear anybody say a bad word about him. So congrats on his retirement and a great run there at Johnson University.
And Coach Serrano, I bring you in against the backdrop that you did lay the foundation for what's going on now at Tennessee. And recently, you've had a chance to get an opportunity at the NAI level. And, man, you did a hell of a job there, my brother. The World Series, I mean, you took that place to parts unknown, and now you step away and you're ready for a new chapter. Welcome in.
Thanks, Tony. It's good to be on, and thank you, Matt, for the very kind words. I really appreciate it, and I miss you, man. We haven't talked in a long time, Tony.
Well, you know me, brother. I'm a scatterbrain and I'm a goofball, but people like you put up with people like me for some reason. But congratulations to you and all that you did. Hey, Coach, talk to me here about your decision to walk away, and why now?
I just felt it was time, and all compliments go to the team that I just coached. We did things that were unprecedented at that place. I don't think anyone in the country would have bet $1 that we would have done what we did. It was a very special group of 35 players and a group of their families that were committed to one goal, and that's just to be a good team. And as you guys see in college athletics nowadays, that isn't very common anymore. And it was a special group, and not because of the success we had on the field. It was just the belief they had as a group. And as I was contemplating, I know my career is coming to an end as a coach, and it was like, I don't know if I'll ever have another group like this again. And I didn't want to walk out with a sour taste in my mouth. And I just thought, this is the group that I'm going to walk out with and leave the program in good hands. And I say good hands, in a good standing, and be a supporter of them, just like I kind of have been, as Matt said. I've always supported Tennessee, not just baseball, Tennessee athletics. And I love this community. I've said that a million times. I love this community, and I'm very proud of my impact I had on Johnson University and their baseball program.
You told me, when you were finishing up your final spot in California, and we were at a watch party. It might have been the first time Tennessee made it to the College World Series under Tony. But you looked right at me. There's nobody around. You said, hey, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to live here. Let me ask you something. Why do you think it is that so many former coaches and players end up coming back here? Besides, I call it the Hotel California. But why do so many folks end up coming back to East Tennessee? What do you think it is?
It's a beautiful community. It's a community that's filled with a lot of wonderful people. It's just a great place to live. I'll tell a story, Tony. When I first came here in the summer of '94, when Rod Delmonico hired me as his pitching coach, I remember a lot of my friends out there in California and people that were around and go, Tennessee, why are you going to Tennessee? You know, what do they have out there? When I got off the plane here, when I interviewed here that summer, I fell in love with this place. I mean, I like to go back to where I grew up in California when I recruit. I've got family out there, but I can't wait to get back on that jet and get back out to East Tennessee again. It's comforting to live. It's a beautiful place to live. And like I said, it's a community filled with a lot of good people. I feel it's a very safe community, and you're close to a lot of special things that you can go do. So I just think it's a great place, and I think that's why a lot of people decide once they get a taste of what Knoxville is and East Tennessee is, even if their career takes them to other places, I think they always want to come back and live there.
You told me point blank, you said, I'm coming back. And sure enough, you did. And not only did you come back, but you found an opportunity there in a school that was getting really serious about their sports programs and what they did with you in baseball and then in basketball as well. And Tony Jones over there helping out a regime that's been very successful. And now you're on to your next chapter, because then you're in that release. You talk about how you're going to be involved in something called Showball Baseball Showcases. Can you unpack what that is?
Well, I've been involved with them I've been involved with them for the last 5 years, and in a different role. I would travel with them in the summer. We go to places. We go out to Orange County, California. We go into Chicago. We go to New York. We go to Boston. We go to Orlando and put on these showcases. We probably have, in the course of a summer and part of the fall, we have over 1,600 kids come to these showcases. They're academic showcases. So all the Ivy League head coaches are there. All the NESCAC head coaches there. All the Patriot head coaches are there from those conferences, all very high academic institutions. And I was writing the scouting reports, or the certified scouting reports. I would write reports and give these players my evaluation on what my eyes were telling me and the metrics were telling me about what they needed to do, how they can improve, what they did good, that they could use for recruitment to schools and to help them in their career. Well, I guess I did a pretty good job, because then they asked me, I actually have had a contract on the table since the winter, and that I needed to be decided upon by June 30th. They wanted to put me in second command, next to the owner, of really helping take these showcases to another level. And obviously, with my years of experience and knowing the people I do around the country, I'm proud to do it. It keeps me in baseball. It keeps me around coaches, around players. I travel a lot, which I like traveling, and but it also allows me time to enjoy what I feel is my son's time for them to start their careers. My oldest son just took the job at Jacksonville State in Alabama as in Division I as their pitching coach. Parker's still at Tennessee, is looking to either stay there or move on. Now it's my time to follow them like they have followed me throughout their career. And I just feel I'm thankful I get to stay in baseball. I'm not going to be in the dugout, but it'll allow me to stay involved, but then also have time to enjoy my family and get to support my boys and help my boys any way I can throughout their careers.
Hey, Dave, we're seeing a crazy time too, right? In college baseball, where it's going to become more of a developmental sport, like at these high levels, but really all over the place, because Major League Baseball, they're really talking about taking their draft. And when you started in the business, it was what, a 50 or 60 round draft. Now they're going to cut it to 12 rounds. I mean, I don't know if the normal sports fan listening to us understands what that's going to do to the sport on the collegiate level if they go through with that.
It's going to blow it up, Tony. It's going to blow it up you're going to have talent, a lot of talent, not only at the highest level, it's going to trickle down all the way to the JC level, because it's just going to push people down. I'm still anxious to see if that passes. I don't think there's anything wrong about that. I've always really questioned young men coming out of high school that really don't know what the world's about, and they get a big chunk of money, and then they got to go live on their own and navigate through a lot of hard times in minor league baseball. And that's why a lot of them don't end up making it. It's not the talent. It's just the consistency of their life and the discipline. And I think Major League Baseball has figured it out, that the college baseball on the maturity and the development of those people, not just as players, but as young men, that's the ticket of getting guys to the big league. So I'm not against it. I am against it because they're kind of telling an 18-year-old you don't have a choice to go professionally. You have to go to college. I think it's going to make academics a lot stronger amongst the student athletes coming through high school, because they're not going to have another option. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to all pan out as it plays out, and how it's going to affect many things, not just the college level, but how is it going to affect the young men that you don't have a choice to go professional, even though you're very talented. You're going to have to go play college baseball first.
Hey, Matt Dixon is somebody that covers that sport and has for several years. Are you in favor of that proposal? You got to stay in college for 2 years, or an age limit, which is what they're talking about, an age requirement, rather, to be drafted into Major League Baseball. Are you for that, Matt?
I mean, it would just be another change in this ever-changing college landscape. I kind of like you can go out of high school if you're good enough, but I do like going to college and having to stay there for, I guess it's 2 years at minimum before you're draft eligible again. So, I don't have a really firm opinion on it either way. It's just, if it happens, it happens.
Hey, Dave, I talked to parents in the past, right, in our community, whose kids have signed professionally out of high school. And look, if you're a high round draft pick, you're going to make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Versus I go to college, I get hurt and not see any money. So we all get that. But one parent told me that his kid calls him up and says, "Oh boy, I'm in trouble here. All these people look like me. They're all 6 something. They're all well over 200 pounds. They all throw the ball and he said his kid was kind of shocked. Like it's a shocking thing. And then all of a sudden you're riding these long bus rides. You don't have a support system around you. It's a tough road to hoe, isn't it, for a kid when you sign out of high school?
It is. And, Tony, I'll say this, at the college level, when we are recruiting guys, we bring them to campus. We show them around campus. We let them talk to our players. They don't do that in professional baseball. Okay. They don't bring the kids, because when kids are signing and get drafted, they're thinking of Dodger Stadium, Yankee Stadium, Fenway Ballpark. When the team that drafts them, they think immediately to the stadium of where they want to play, but they don't realize there's about 3 or 4 steps they got to go before then. And I don't know this for a fact because I never got a chance in minor league baseball, but I could venture to guess that if you took a kid that you're thinking about signing or drafting, and he went to a minor league complex and he talked to the minor leaguers, the majority of them would probably say, if I was you, I'd go to college first. And I think that's why Major League Baseball doesn't do something like that, because in college, we bring them, we want them to see everything. In minor league baseball, they don't realize that there's a road to get there. And I think, again, I'm going to say this. I don't know this by firsthand information because I didn't do it, but there's a reason why so many of these talented players don't make it. It's because they get lost in the shuffle. They can't make good decisions as they're growing up on their own. And I think that's why I've always been a proponent of college baseball is the route to go. Now, for some guys that aren't academically inclined to go to college, then maybe the professional ranks is go get the money and go. But you just said something that isn't so true, is that guys are making a lot of money in college baseball now too, and in college athletics too. So there's money to be made in college now. It's not just we're paying for your schooling. You're getting to make some money too.
Yeah, I mean, and it's getting more it's getting more and more out of control with each passing day. So what advice would you give a young coach today that's starting out in this? Because we have a kid who listens to the show who's wanting to start in the profession, and he and I have been emailing each other. Your sons are both in it. God knows what this thing's going to look like in 5 years. When you were there were rules. We knew the rules. We bent the rules, whatever it was, but everybody kind of played inside the same. And now it's just pure anarchy. We're recruiting players off other people's rosters. The whole thing feels exhausting to the point where at the collegiate level, we just saw a bright young college coach in basketball win a national championship. And then a couple weeks later, 6-7 weeks later, 8 weeks, whatever it is, he couldn't wait to get out of there. He told a couple reporters. And that's not good. That's not good, Dave Serrano. That's not good.
No, it's not. And I will be honest with you. I've shared with both my boys, and I've shared with young coaches that I'm around that are trying to move up the ranks, is be careful what you wish for. And, I could honestly say that my career was really involved, especially when I was an assistant and a recruiting coordinator, that my time was on the road a lot. And now it's not so much time on the road because it's not so much they're recruiting as much as time in the office watching video and doing transfer portal stuff. It's engulfed these coaches now, because not only in the past, as you know, Tony, and I'm not trying to educate you, in the past, you brought in a freshman, there's a chance that you're going to have him for 3 or 4 years. Now it's a year-to-year deal. So you're re-recruiting your roster every year. And you just look at Tennessee, there's guys that got in the portal that were everyday players for them. And so these kids have figured it out. And I don't know, I'm not on the inside, but it isn't because of playing time. It's obviously because they want more money. And so you, as a coach, I could go put my head on the pillow 15, 20 years ago, knowing that guy's going to be with me for 3 years. Now you don't know if they're going to be with you for the next 3 months because they have options now. So it's a tough business. It's a great business, but it's a tough business. But I will say this, for a young coach that's getting into it, there's 3 things that I say to every coach that I've ever been around is loyalty, work ethic, and recruit your tail off. Those 3 things will keep you in this business for a long time.
Yeah, and you better stay hungry in that deal because you will get
Yeah.
run. You will get it doesn't matter what you've done. Guys aren't going to come play for you anymore because you have a reputation. That's the thing that's tough about it, right? You build that big resume, and it really opens itself up to some of these young, hungry whippersnappers now that want to go out there and then if you have a little money to spend and you're quick with it. I just wonder where it's all going. Okay, so I make you czar. Do you like the current configuration like Matt was talking about where you get a guy, he's on your campus for 3 years, and then the Bryce Harpers of the world and those people can still go off and sign, or does everybody go to college if I make you czar?
Here's how I do it. I do it like the NBA way. I would do it that they can't sign out of high school, but they're eligible to be drafted after each year and they're in college. That would be my thinking in that is they chose 2 years. It has been 3 years or 21 years old. I would allow them to not be drafted out of high school, but if they have to go to college, they are draft eligible after each season because it's not going to affect college baseball as much because guys are able to transfer every year. So I think it plays in both ways with that stuff. I have another thought that no one wants to listen, but I've told some coaches, if I had any say at all, the transfer portal would be, you can't do anything after your freshman year. Because as much as guys think they're going to make an impact, that year, that jump from high school to your freshman year in college is the biggest jump you're ever going to make in your life. So don't judge you didn't play, you didn't get an opportunity, but you want out the door. I think there should be a basis off of at-bats, innings pitched, in the sport of baseball, games played after your sophomore year. And if you don't meet that quota, then you're able, because it's about college athletics, about opportunity. Okay? It's about opportunity. And so if you don't reach a quota, then you could go in the transfer portal. But what I'd attach to that is your GPA. Your GPA has to be at a certain level for you to be able to get in the transfer portal. That would be my way that would slow things down a little bit. If a kid's not getting an opportunity, then after his sophomore year, allow him to go find a better opportunity. But he better be doing well in school too, or he can't just jump.
You're the first person I've heard use the term GPA on here in a long, long time. It doesn't happen in the SEC anymore. There's no such thing as a GPA.
Well, you know the word I haven't heard in a long time, Tony?
Yeah.
I haven't heard the word APR.
No, it doesn't exist either.
Yeah.
That went out the window, man. That Supreme Court had that ruling, and all those things just flew out the window like they weren't even there. But listen, we've been a little bit of a stranger, Dave, but we're not going to be. I love you. I appreciate you. You let me know whatever we can do. If we can do something together, you let me know, my brother, okay? My people will be in touch with your people.
Let me share a cool little story real fast. I'll make this quick.
Yeah.
In 1995, my oldest son, Kyle, who just took the job at Jacksonville State, was born when I was coaching R.A. Dickey at the University of Tennessee. Kyle just took the job at Jacksonville State, as I'm repeating myself. He is now coaching R.A. Dickey's son, Eli, who's going to be a freshman at Jacksonville State. You want to talk about an awesome story? That's an awesome story.
God bless the Serranos, man. You just popped me, my brother. Thank you, my
cool,
man.
Dude. I'm pretty proud of that. R.A. was one of my favorites.
Thank you, my brother. Good talking to you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Matt. R.A. Dickey's a hell of a player. How about Serrano's son getting to coach his son? How great is that, Matt?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's really cool. Really cool. Wow.
All right. I know, right? That kind of took my breath away a little bit. I was like, whoa. I got to unpack something here. I got to be nimble. We're on the road. And I got to be quick. And I got to get over the candlestick. Or it can burn my... Well... have some baked potatoes as they say in the trade. I'm not trying to start anything here. Just want to say that. But I have to be nimble. Somebody said in the chat here that Rick Barnes said today that Tennessee has a scholarship open. Somebody told me this morning, I was referencing the insider who was talking about Barnes. And I'm not trying to start anything here. I'm not. But he was recently seen out with the big benefactor of basketball, whose name I don't have to give, and a couple of the, how do we put this? A couple of the NIL folks. They were recently seen out together. And look, I'm not trying to put anything together here. I'm not trying to say anything's in the offing, because I haven't heard anything is. But it's very interesting that a head coach, hey, Matt, do you think it's accidental that Rick Barnes offered that today to the media, that we have a spot available?
No, that didn't just, that's not just a coincidence. No, I'm sure that was put out there for a reason.
These guys from Michigan have this Boynton guy they're going to play with. I mean, that would excite me not if I were them. And I have to appreciate how, again, because I got to be nimble here on the air. Barnes has to be nimble. He's got to really be nimble. That organization internally is lights out. Now, Tony, are you saying they're involved with somebody on Michigan? I have no idea. I'm just going to tell you what I just told you, because I'm not making it up. Somebody in the chat said that Barnes said that we have a Scott, and I looked it up, and Barnes said to the media a little while ago, oh, by the way, I guess he was asked about it, but he wanted to put it on the record. Yeah, we have a scholarship. We have a scholarship available. So he's basically talking to the agent community that's out there. Now, people want to connect two and two together and say JP Estrella income. I don't know anything about that. I haven't heard that. I will tell you with 1,000% certainty that he was seen out recently with a gentleman whose initials are LP, who underwrites a lot of this for him, underwrote a lot of the stuff for Tony, and a couple of the, shall we say, NIL key figures here. Matt, do you find that an interesting development, worth mentioning, or should I have held on to that?
No, it's definitely worth mentioning. Absolutely, it is. I think programs like Tennessee almost should always have an open spot available, because you just never know when somebody might pop up, and with eligibility basically just shot in the dark. I think you should always leave yourself open to having a spot open for a player.
James Daniel made the point that the rosters are getting so expensive that a lot of these teams only have like 11 guys. They have like several spots available because you can't keep them all happy. Now, what Tennessee did this year is they brought some developmental freshmen in. If you look at what they've done, and a few guys they kind of took a shot in the dark at, and maybe they work, maybe they don't. I know they like this point guard from Chicago. But this thing is really potentially interesting here. I've got some calls to make. Bri, you wanted to add. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got Cam Schneider.
All right, let's, without further ado, gentlemen, put your hands together. Meet. We got some footy on the 90. Cam Schneider, you of FC Alliance, now open in Crossville. 3 locations serving you better. If I was to tell you, Cam, when you and I first started talking a few weeks back, that the U.S. would have its 3rd game in the group stage, and it basically would be an exhibition game, wouldn't
Cam, are you surprised the United States is in this position right now as we've lost Tony? We'll try to get him back.
I am. I can't actually even believe how good we've looked. I think a little bit of it ties into our group is not the strongest group. We got a little bit lucky in the World Cup draw. But the way we've played is impressive, especially considering past national teams, how we always get excited and they kind of let us down. I'm really excited about what I've seen. But no, to answer your question, I never would have thought we would have won the group in 2 games and had basically a friendly versus Turkey today.
I mean, it's crazy, right? So what do they do, Cam? Have you looked ahead, like lineup-wise? Obviously, they have a few guys that are on cards, and I want you to explain that to the living listener. They won't see the field tonight, those guys on cards. Explain that if you can.
So in the group stage, if you get an accumulation of yellow cards, you have to miss the first knockout stage game. So if you get 2 yellow cards in the group stage, then you have to miss a game. So the guys that have yellow cards, just to make sure that we don't have to have a weakened roster in a knockout round, they're probably going to sit out today. So we won't see some of our I guess, key guys like a Weston McKinney, a Tyler Adams. I don't think that they'll play today, just to make sure that they're not missing the knockout stage game. But I think that we'll have a couple new guys in the roster. I think Zendejas probably gets a start. I think Timothy Weah probably gets a start, especially with Pulisic still out. But yeah, it's just accumulation of yellow cards. They try to keep players from getting a yellow card every single game. And so we'll not see those guys today.
And if you get 2, you got to sit your next match, right? That's kind of and we're getting ready to get real in the knockout stage as Cam Schneider joins. We break it down scientifically. All right, so who are some of the kids? If it was your diamond, your dance floor, who would you like to see tonight get a shot? Because it's an opportunity for some kids to get some World Cup experience, to grow some of these guys as well.
I'd like to see Sebastian Berhalter start. I thought he came in the first game and did really well, scored himself a goal. So I think he'll get the start somewhere in the midfield. I think Gio Reyna, Haji Wright, Tim Weah, all guys that have been on the roster for a long time, but just never really saw themselves establish themselves as a starter. I think those guys will play. I don't think Tim Ream will play in the back. He's our captain, but I don't think that he'll play much today if he plays at all. Joe Scally will probably start in the back somewhere. So it's going to be a very different roster. I'd imagine we see Matt Turner in goal just to make sure we don't have any weird injuries. So I would say it's almost an entirely new roster today, but lots of young guys that get some World Cup experience. So then later in the tournament, if we make it past the round of 32 and into the round of 16 or the quarterfinal, their first experience, their World Cup debut or whatever you want to call it, is not going to be as emotional, as scary. I think that they can go in, get some reps today against Turkey, and then go out and hopefully help us off the bench in those later rounds.
It's an extremely important thing, isn't it? To this experience, even for these kids, just to grow them, and then just to have a cap in a World Cup experience. I mean, you played that sport. You played it all over several continents, I know, and played it professionally. I mean, that has got to be just a thrill for some of these guys tonight, right? To put that uniform on and go out and do that.
Oh, I mean, I think everybody that's ever touched a soccer ball dreams of playing in a World Cup one day. So you might play in a Champions League final. You might play in a Super Bowl if you play American football or a national championship. But the scope, the scale of the World Cup is just so big. So getting that experience, especially in your home country, in a game where there's really not much pressure. If you sub in a game where you must win or you have to get a point or whatever, there's a lot more pressure. These guys can go out and actually just enjoy the fact that they have a USA kit on in a World Cup in their home country with very little pressure to win. And I know athletes love pressure, but the pressure of a World Cup, I think, is something a lot of people don't realize. I mean, billions of people are going to be watching the World Cup, not hundreds of millions. It's billions with a B. So that's a lot of pressure, especially for these 18, 19, 21-year-old guys, being able to go out there and do it in a USA jersey. I think that the pressure is huge, but this is a great opportunity for them to play and take a little bit of the pressure off and just enjoy it. So when they get their chance in a high-pressure game, they're not crapping the pants.
Yeah, I was talking with somebody from a South American country yesterday, and we were talking about how important it is for those people, for the citizenry in some of these places. And with that in mind, they've opened the field up this year. I think they have too many teams, in my opinion. I don't know what yours is, but there's also been some great stories. It's allowed some great storylines. Yeah. Give me a couple of your favorite storylines that you've seen so far in this thing. Just the tournament as a whole.
I mean, you always got to root for the underdog. I think we have too many underdogs, guys that you just know have no chance of playing. If it wasn't this big of a tournament, usually these tournaments are a lot smaller. You know what I mean? It's 32 teams, and now we're qualifying for the round of 32. So it's not quite the same as what we normally see. But when you see teams like Curacao and Cape Verde and these teams that are populations of under 1 million competing with teams like Germany, Brazil, USA, it is kind of cool. And then you see people like the goalkeeper for, I think it was Cape Verde actually, that had 40,000 followers before the first game. And now he has more followers on Instagram than Tom Brady. So that kind of puts into perspective how big soccer is. To go from 43,000 to over 16 million in one game, dude. And Tom Brady's the GOAT. This is a 40-year-old guy that nobody knew about playing second division in Portugal that all of a sudden has 16 million followers.
I'm going to tell you right now, you just popped me. I love stuff like that. I love seeing how our country and really our whole continent has embraced these people. But some of the different things I've seen of these people interacting with some of the towns where these teams are training, like down there in Chattanooga, our friends in Chattanooga, and they have like raffles to get in there and see these guys train. I mean, our country's really embraced this, Cam. It's been great, hasn't it?
It's been really cool. I mean, you see the Scotland fans up in Boston, and they have a big viewing party in the park, and then they go and clean up all their trash, and they're interviewing the janitor, and he's saying how respectful everybody is. You see stuff like Lamine Yamal, one of the biggest soccer players in the world, is at the Chattanooga Top Golf and the Dalton Walmart. I mean, it's so cool to me that a lot of these guys in their home country or in Europe, they can't walk around anywhere without a mask on because everybody knows them. And they come to America, and it's a growing sport, but it's not there yet. And these guys can actually be normal people, and they're just going out and doing normal people stuff. I mean, Lamine Yamal is an 18-year-old star from Spain playing at Barcelona, and he's at the Top Golf in Chattanooga. That's such a random location for such a big star. And I think that kind of stuff is cool. You know what I mean? If I saw Lamine Yamal at a Top Golf, I might melt. But all these other people are like, hey, there's some dude over there playing golf with his family. I think that kind of stuff is really cool.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, basically what you're saying is essentially that the guy that many people think could be the next Lionel Messi is down there at top. Hey, look over there. If you knew the sport, I'm sure he's probably, for the most part, going to be left alone in our country. But if he did that somewhere else, he would get like completely mobbed. It's the thought of that is
anywhere in Europe, he'd be absolutely mobbed with people. And he's at Top Golf, and there's people golfing in the booth beside him, and they don't even talk to him. They don't even know who he is. It's crazy to me how America, it's growing, but it's not there yet. And I bet these players are really enjoying the fact that they can, be normal people for a second.
Byron Williams is too busy over there hitting his next shot to acknowledge or playing Basilio Bingo, as he's published a Basilio Bingo card today on our blog over at tclub.team. Hey, Cam, what do you expect that we see tonight from this match? It's a 10 o'clock start. What do you expect that we see?
It's tough to know with the roster changes. Turkey obviously did not look good in their 2 losses leading up to it. We looked great in our 2 wins. It's hard to know with all the new guys playing. I still think we come out on top. I think maybe a 1-0, 2-1 win, something like that. I do imagine a breakdown at some point in the back where we give up a goal because they're not used to playing together as much as the normal starting 11. But I do think that we have a better team, even with our second group on the field. I think that we can come out and get a win and feel really good going into the round of 32.
I've loved every minute of it. It's been unbelievable. Full living listener, if you can, about what you guys do. And we now have a spot. I believe you were telling me in Crossville. Is that correct?
Yep. We're up in the Tri-Cities, Bristol, Johnson City, and Kingsport. And now we're out in Crossville as well. And obviously the main branch here in Knoxville. So we're loving it. We're wrapping up summer, getting ready to start preseason camp back in last week of July, and then the season goes full bore from there. So biggest the club has ever been, in my opinion, the strongest most of our teams have ever been, and just really excited about growing the game in Knoxville. And now that it's growing countrywide, I think we're on the right track, and I think that we're excited for the year to come.
I love you people because I've talked to several folks like Kristen Clement's kids. Her kids are at Tennessee now. They played in your program. You go all over the country at various colleges that have played, hundreds of them. I mean, and then the folks that don't go on and don't go play in college have a wonderful experience. They learn a game that they can play for the rest of their lives. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and you guys are great partners with us in the community, and I thank you, my brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, we've sent over 550 kids to school now, and even the ones that don't go on to go to school or play professionally, I tell people all the time, coaching soccer is 90% teaching kids how to do hard stuff and 10% soccer. Because at the end of the day, soccer ends, life goes on. And if we can prepare them to be, successful people in the workforce or in life or whatever they choose to do, soccer is just a tool to help them get there. So we're really excited about what we're doing, trying to do it the right way. And yeah, we appreciate you having me on. It's been a great connection since last World Cup, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, man.
Love you, my brother. The great Cam Schneider one more time. He brings that up, right? The truth is, most people are going to go professional in something other than the NCAA. Dig it, whatever their thing is. But the truth is, Mark Griffin, I've seen him ask athletes this. What are you going to do when the ball quits bouncing? I put a little tribute to Mark in my blog today. It wasn't long enough. I didn't say enough. He's going to get the Pat Summit Ignite Greatness Award tonight, as bestowed upon him by the Greater Knoxville Sports Hall of Fame. It breaks my heart I can't be there. I'm approaching Harrisonburg, Virginia as we speak. I'm just passing the 64, where 64 cuts off I-81 for those of you who are inclined. Are we above Roanoke? Is that right? Up above Roanoke. And, you know, Mark Griffin, as Cam said, you know, the thing I love about sport is that, you know, life isn't always fair, right? And we watch these games, and how many times you see a team play and you're like, man, they didn't deserve to win that game. We've gotten on some of those on our Garza Law franchise of post-game shows so many times, and it said, man, we outplayed them. Yeah, okay. Or, God, we got totally lucky tonight. Like everything went in, or that team fumbled the ball 3 times. Or last year against Georgia, Tennessee really beat Georgia. But you know, all that perseverance, it's pretty next level. It's pretty next level. I thank Cam Schneider. We're going to come back. I want to get Mark Griffin in here. It's really cool that Griff's getting to do that. I thank Dave Serrano. Once again, just to repeat, Rick Barnes has come publicly, has said Tennessee's got another scholarship. They have another spot, basically, on the roster. It was told to me that he was recently seen out with one of the great underwriters of all this stuff. LP is the initials. And a couple other people that are, shall we say, NIL inclined. Now, is that a coincidence? Is there something brewing? I'm with Matt Dixon. I don't think Rick Barnes just says that for, what would the word be? Random consumption. I think he said it for purposeful consumption. Purposeful consumption is where I'm going to lean here. We're going to come back. The great Mark Griffin after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tona B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie, they underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance. TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired? Foggy? You gaining weight? Or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So, guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, when you schedule any HVAC or plumbing repair, your service fee is waived with the completed repair. That means expert help fast without the extra cost just to show up. Our certified technicians will quickly diagnose the issue and provide reliable solutions to make your home comfortable again. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when help matters most. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. Schedule your repair today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Service fee waived with completed HVAC or plumbing repair. Restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. Like our 2026 football Vol, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee. TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. My name's Basilio. I'm fired up, I'm focused, I'm prepared. I'm in transit right now. Rapid transit, as it were. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want you to put your hands together. I want you to meet and greet the great Mark Griffin. Griff, how you doing, buddy?
Great, Tony. I got to congratulate you on all the sponsorships you have. It's amazing, and it reminded me that I'm so glad I like SiriusXM radio. You know why? No commercials.
The great Mark Griffin, ladies and gentlemen. Always appreciative of those that underwrite the show and make it possible for me to make a living. Griff, without further ado, you're tonight receiving the Ignite Greatness Award, named after Pat Summitt, who's been gone from our earth for 10 years, which is unbelievable to me. Griff, I wrote a little piece in the blog today, and Cam Schneider was just talking a second ago, and people that get involved with kids always look at kids and say, hey, one day the ball's going to quit bouncing. You know, the sport you're in is a vehicle for you to get further down the road in life, no matter what that looks like for you. But there's intrinsic value and plus the education that's tied to it. Man, is that a message now, Griff, that we need to hear more than ever, this era we're in?
No question, Tony. It's amazing of all the student athletes that I've volunteered to work with behind the scenes. And it seems like every one of them, and even some walk-ons, think they're going to play pro ball somewhere. And you just don't think about life after basketball. And I don't blame them, because it's been your whole focus since you're 10 years old or 11 or so, or pre-teenager.
Yeah, and you can't tell kids that, right? Like 100% of these kids think they're playing in the NBA, Griff, don't they, in Division I basketball?
Of importance after basketball, yes.
It's the things I've seen from you too, Griff, is down through the years, you've tried to teach kids how to put resumes together, how to interview, all these things. Speak to that if you can.
Well, I just saw a big disconnect when I was meeting with various student athletes, that I was very fortunate for people that I got to know at the university at different levels would ask if I would volunteer to meet with individuals who were struggling or just didn't know what they wanted to do. And I've been in those shoes. I wasn't prepared when I left school. Actually, it was funny. I thought, like, pretty much the day I graduated, I was waiting on Coach DeVoe to contact me with all these donors or alumni saying, hey, go interview, great, good job. And I didn't get any calls, Tony. And it was eye-opening. And I actually call it like post-basketball depression when you don't know what you want to do or have direction. Fortunately for me, I've surrounded myself with mentors in different capacities to ask questions and learn. And that's what I just pass on, just to try to help. You know why? Because someone helped me, just like someone's helped you, like someone's helped every listener who's listening to you. Someone reached out, someone believed in an individual, and that's just what you need to get ahead. Because all we deserve, Tony, is an opportunity. That's all we deserve. It's just what you do with it, how you push yourself, and of course your state of mind, which fluctuates. But we just need an opportunity and a belief system. And it comes back to me was my high school coach, and I was I know we'll talk about Pat Moore, but she was a teacher. I mean, a true educator. And how many of us have been influenced by teachers that really believed in us and just wanted to learn, and they were behind the scenes. And I just tried to model myself to be behind the scenes. And I'm honored to get this award, but I'm not deserving.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Well,
Griff, I've watched you pour yourself.
Much,
I've seen your heart for kids, man.
I've had a lot of people that have put a lot of time and effort and love and development of me. I'll give you one quick example, Tony. I don't know how long you're going to keep me on the air till we have a commercial, but famous Joan Cronin, let's keep this UT here, former UT women's athletic director. She had a famous term that I still use today. She made a comment that life, as in tennis, it's better to serve than receive. And that really hit me, Tony. It's just like, hey, how many of us are serving, even in our family, our community, our state? You don't have to be Jimmy Haslam to make a difference. And D, can't roll her out. You don't have to be, you said LP, we'll keep it at LP, to make a difference. You can make a difference with your time, your energy, just showing that you care. And anyone can do that, Tony. And that's just what I have done and modeled myself behind the scenes just to help others, because people have helped me. And I've seen the influence of people helping other people, just like yourself, Tony. I mean, with the success you've had over the years, I mean, you may be the only person in the state of Tennessee has an independent radio show that's going on for as long as it has. That doesn't just happen.
Oh, there's no question about that. And I when you're talking about mentors, I stop and think of all the people down through the years who've poured their self into me, and because a listener only hears the end result, like where we're living today, where the moment we're in. But to get to the moment we're in, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of dark times, there's a lot of forks in the road, there's a lot of bad decisions. I mean, all that stuff. And from your perspective, I mean, not only because Griff, here's the thing: you were involved in the summer circuit, and you were involved in it at a high level, and you were involved with high level athletes, guys that went on. I mean, guys that played in the NBA. In fact, you had one come out of that came through your system last night, going the second round in Felix Akpara. And so,
yes.
But the point is, you didn't treat him any differently than you treated some of the other kids that came through your system, who basketball was not going to be, even at the collegiate level in their future. I know that for a fact. I've seen you. You didn't get involved in that to use kids, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You got involved with it to tell these kids, hey, use basketball. That's an opportunity for you. Use basketball and all it will afford you. And I just think it's a beautiful thing, Griff, what you've done, your journey, man.
Oh, well, thanks, Tony. I really appreciate it, man. Like I said, I'm very honored. It's a surreal day today. It's an emotional day. I'm traveling through the state today, and I was in Nashville on my way home, and I'm passing all these counties: Putnam County, Cumberland County. I had to stop in Kingston, and it just makes you appreciate Tennessee and what it's all about, and the friendly state. It's the volunteer state. And, once again, go back to my high school coach. He said, you can really make a difference if you go to state school. You'll have opportunity. And then I just appreciate just driving through the state, the beauty that we have here. And we take so much for granted. We want more and more and more in the society and culture that we're in. And sometimes it's hard to stop and just appreciate what we got and what we need, and those around us. And then time's so, short. And then next thing you know, you want to thank someone for what they've done, and then they're gone. You don't have that time to thank them. And I think of people like, Dyron Nix that I played with. I always admired him from afar, and then he would just beat the crap out of me in practice and talk smack. And I never really had the opportunity to thank him for talking smack to make me a better player and desire like he had. Now, we all have our issues, as my famous line is. We all have issues, and he had his issues. I mean, we're playing at Alabama, and he comes out early before the game, and they're playing a Prince soundtrack, and of course fans are giving him a hard time because he had a Jerry curl like Coming to America. And what am I doing? I'm talking smack to the fans because I'm trying to protect him. That's what I've always been, is a protector.
Griff, I love your emotion, man. I love, because look, greatest tribute I can give you I'm all plaster the other day, and he says to me, "You gonna be around Thursday for Griff?" Saying, I said, "Well, I gotta go. My niece is getting married, So I just told him that, and he says, "I'm coming up to Knoxville to do my show."
Yeah,
from that event to honor you, Griff. To honor you, my man.
I was there. A little backstory. George has been a longtime friend. I'm so glad that you guys have connected like y'all have and help each other personally and professionally. When he got inducted to the Hall of Fame a couple years ago, I was there. And I knew he was going to give me crap because he's a Vandy guy. Don't let him fool you. And he had a bunch of Vanderbilt people there. And, I sucked it up, sat with him, smiled, all the guys. And it was tough, but I was there for George. And it's really an honor for him to drive 3 hours to come here because George doesn't like to drive 3 minutes. So it's really nice.
Griff, my favorite thing is the way you're getting tributed, but you're still cracking on people. Like, you're so next level, man.
It's got to be true to myself, Tony. We got haters out there, but you got to push forward.
And you and I both know the haters going to hate. All right, Griff, on the way out, tell me about Pat Summit, the impact that she had on you, because truly you knew a side of her that not many people. So share with us something about Pat Summit, who you knew a side of it nobody got to see.
Well, if I can, Tony, I'll extend this because I don't get this honor much, so I'm going to keep as long as I can. One thing about Pat that I loved was back in the day, Lady Vols games were before our games, the men's games. They didn't have their own night. They would play before our game. They would practice before the men. And I would just go watch them practice. And I remember she had 4 trash cans set up strategically in Stokely. And I was like, why she got trash cans? And then 30 minutes into practice, I realized why. Half the team were throwing up. That's how hard she was on those girls. They were throwing up. And you know what? She didn't care. She just kept pushing. And that's one that always stood with me. Of course, Coach DeVoe kept them out there for us. And we followed suit. But it was just something about her. She just demanded excellence. You'll hear a lot of people tell stories about her record. I won't get into all that. I just loved how she demanded excellence. And one thing that hit me last night, Tony, you may remember this commercial, but back in the 70s and the 80s, do you remember the commercial E.F. Hutton? When E.F. Hutton talks, what? People listen.
People listen. Great slogan.
That's the thing. When we'd get on a plane, she'd walk down the center and just look at people. She wouldn't say much, but when she did, guess what? People listened. And I was really enamored by that. And I learned something from that. I'm like, you know what? Select your words. Be careful what you say.
Yeah.
And use your words wisely. And I think she really did that. One of the things she told me, I still remember this as well. We're talking about controllables, and she coined this phrase as well. But you can't always control what happens, but you can control how you handle it. And that's just a life lesson. A lot of things that people don't realize about coaches is they teach you life lessons, not just how to be a better basketball player, but she taught you how to be a better person. And that rings true today. We all have issues that we can't control, but how do you handle what you can't control? And it's just a great life lesson that I loved. And one last one, Tony, I was out in LA visiting a former player of hers because I'd never been to LA, and I went out there for a few days to visit and just travel around. I'm so broke, but we went to a high school game. This girl said, hey, we're going to go to a high school basketball game tonight. I'm like, I didn't come to LA for this. She goes, no, Pat's going to be here. Of course, everybody called her Pat, as you may know. No one called her Coach Summit. It was Pat. They said, Pat's going to be here. I'm like, oh, God, I'm going to go to a high school game with Pat Summit? And I'm out of school. So we go to this game, Morningside High School in LA. It's packed. We're watching this girl. She's like 6'2", 6'3", just killing everybody. Pat opens up a little notebook, writes a handwritten letter, and she read the letter to us. She said, to Lisa, and I'm paraphrasing here, you're the best player I've ever seen play in person. It was to Lisa Leslie, who went to USC, Olympic member, one of the all-time great WNBA basketball players. And we're sitting right behind the bench, just shooting the crap with Pat. I mean, it was, and she was still guarded, mind you, but it was an amazing time just to be next to her and the presence she had. And one funny thing, Tony, after the game was over, during the game, there was police walking around. If you had a hat on, they make you take your hat off even. It was really weird. And then when the game was over, they made the opposing team leave first. They made an announcement. Home crowd must stay seated until notified. And they made the opposing team leave first because they were worried about fights afterwards because it was a rival schools. But that's one of the great memories that I had with Pat Summitt was, a high school game.
Hey, Griff, she scared me, man.
Yeah.
I went and interviewed her one time in her office when I was in my late 20s. And she had those steely blue eyes. And she'd look right at you, man, almost like look through you when she talked to you. You talk about presence, bro. She had a presence about her that was unfreaking real.
Another thing, Tony, if you remember, she was on the front of Sports Illustrated one year, cover picture, just her face. And this is pre-Botox. And I bet she'd probably throw that stuff in the trash because she would want to look like she wants to scare you. I mean, you're right. She just had that face like, don't cross me. I'm your worst nightmare. But I'm here to support you, but don't cross me, because she was a teacher and she was always thinking down the road, Tony. I got one more because I'm going to work. I have to say this. With going to the practices, which I mentioned earlier, what was really interesting, she had guys on the court practicing, and they were scout team. And I thought, man, this is weird. Why do you have guys? You've got 12 girls or 13 girls, but yet you're going to sit 5 of them for scout team, which they could be getting better, but she brought in guys. And I did some research, and she was the first person, Tony, women's program in the 70s. She did in the mid-70s, had a scout team of UT students to toughen her players up. You talking about, as your term, next level? Who does that? And now it's common for a lot of women's programs and even in the WNBA.
Griff, I love you. You're my man. Congratulations on receiving that award this evening. And continue great works for you, my brother. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your friendship. Sorry I can't be there.
Love you, Tony. Safe travels. I'm sorry you can't be there either, but I know you'll be there in spirit. Safe travels.
Love you, brother. Thank you. All right, that was some serious stuff right there. Hey, Matt Dixon, have you seen the news? Do you know what I'm about to talk about, Matt? Have you been following the chat over on the YouTube? As Mark Griffin receives the Pat Summitt Ignite Greatness Award this evening. You know who else
is not been watching YouTube, Tone?
Okay, well, these Maroons are all ablaze and all abuzz because there's another ignition that's getting ready to happen. By the way, shout out to my lovely bride, Laura. We just had an 18-wheeler cut over on us and almost cut our car in half here on 81. I'm not making this up. She had the lock on the brakes while Griff was talking, and we were almost like under the side of this thing. This guy didn't even see us. And she held it steady. It's a good thing we didn't get hit from behind, right? Laura, you agree? And why do the trucks have to switch lanes? She wants to know. She's making her radio show debut here. Hey, Govbone, why do you guys have to switch lanes, man? You want to rip him? Here, you want to hear? Huh? She has made her radio show debut. She's pissed. She's pissed. I'm pissed. I'm a soldier. I'm pissed. All right, so it was crazy looking. I love Marky Boy. When Marky Boy started to cry just now, oh, Marky Boy, but you can soon go back to Sirius XM, you sheep. All right, so let's talk about what's getting ready to take place, because I'm going to ask you, I'm going to ask Laura, I'm going to ask all involved, because Laura didn't even know about this. Hewitt Pruitt brings news to me that, boy, I tell you what sucks is when you drive like we've driven here, and then you run into road work, man. Turning an already long day into an interminable day. If that truck gets, is that truck? Is that the truck, sweetie? Is that him? I'm flipping that bastard off when we get up next to him. You like the truckers? Why does this guy have to come back? Is that Tim right there, isn't it? Is that him with the stuff on the bed? That isn't him? I'm gonna give him the number one sign. You want me to give him the number one sign? And he's a little bald dude too. Clown. You grow some hair, man. All right. So, rapper Andy, Matt, did you know this? Is fighting on pay-per-view Saturday night. Did you have?
Yeah, I was made aware of that this morning.
Well, where were you? You got to come on. That's a bullet point. You got to come off the top rope today with that, man. Because I got it. Hey, Andy Bowser, shout out. APB for Andy Bowser. I want to hear from you today, tomorrow. We want to share in a celebration of you getting into the squared circle. Now, Matt and Brian, do you guys know, is this an octagonal? Is he getting into the octagon? Is he getting into the squared circle? Apparently, this event is called Slugfest in Sweetwater. And it's going to be on pay review, Brian Hartman. Now, Brian, I must ask you, are you down with watching the artist known as Rapper Andy in the squared circle or the octagon in the Slugfest in Sweetwater?
It's news to me, and yeah, I would tune that in.
Matt Dixon, do you have time for the Rapper Andy and all this entails?
Absolutely. I think this is incredible, and I will for sure have a few listeners that show up and see that thing live. I mean, that'll be a World Cup ticket prices by the time the gates open.
So it's called the Slugfest. Let's look it up here. Slugfest in Sweetwater. And Rapper Andy, if you're out there, please, or somebody that knows him, I want to talk to him. I want to break this thing down scientifically, because Florida right now, Slugfest Sweetwater. All right. Slugfest 6. It's called Slugfest 6 Sweetwater Combat. It's going to be at the Armory. Going to be at the Armory in Sweetwater. Bell time 5:00. It's live on pay review for $24. You can watch it on any device, Amazon Fire Stick, any TV that says AirPlay, Apple TV, Chromecast. Go! Andy's getting into the ring. This is so next level.
It doesn't say what date it's on, though. It just says 5 p.m. Eastern.
It says Saturday, June 27, Bri.
Yeah, I did that.
And I'm going to give you the card. Here is the fight card as we see it. Bout number 1 is Tavian Miller against Steven Stefano, fighting into Stefano's Pizza. Where do we see bout number 2? Andy, why don't I not see your name on here, Andy? It says the card is subject.
He's fighting Justin Hawkins versus Andy Bowser. I do see that.
Justin Hawkins?
There's no date on it, just the time. At least what I'm looking at.
Yeah, Justin Hawkins is a killer, man. 5 rounds, 5 1-minute rounds,
I got
Matt.
6 in the wear one.
There must
Justin
be two.
Hawkins.
There's 2 ladies fighting. Doris Knuckles against Cheyenne Smith. Is that 2 ladies?
When Doris Knuckles gets in the ring, come on, man, step off. That's some highbrow entertainment right there.
There's another 2 girls fighting here. Tanya Phillips and Kayla Crow.
Brian's going to get himself a fire stick. Watch this, big boy. You fired me up, focused me, and prepared me for this. I am now stacked, packed, and jacked. But I'm excited about this. Are you for or against Matt Dixon, us interviewing Andy Bowser tomorrow as part of the festivities here?
Oh, I'm for it all the way. All the way.
Hewitt Pruitt said that Slugfest 3 will never be forgotten by the living fan. And this is Slugfest 6. Justin Hawkins, did you say, Brian?
Some guy named Justin Hawkins.
What's Andy weighing in at?
It doesn't say that.
Well, the weigh-in's usually just a day before the fight, so that'll probably be tomorrow, right?
Yep. What does it say? What weight class that Andy's fighting in? Is he like a middleweight? Because Andy, I'll tell you what Andy did. He got stacked, man, and packed. Andy's a big old dude right now. He's pretty. He's been working out.
This says he's making his debut.
Oh, there's no question he's making his debut. Because remember last year, up there in Freedom Hall, they wouldn't let him fight. And he drove out to the complex the night of the fight and cut a promo. Like it was the NWA invasion or the NWO invasion angle back in the day. Oh. All right, let's take a brief timeout. We'll come back. One of those, do we have a watch party? I don't know. I got to get in touch with my folks at Corner 16. See if we can fire it up, focus it, and prepare it. Maybe we do a watch party for this event. But we're going to come back on the other side. 865-200-5402. Again, 865-200-5402. As we continue with more on the other side. Hey, Andy, you go, my man. You go after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. Waterside Contracting LLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's premium vodka, T3, Tennessee's premium vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside, so get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org, and both locations we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
It's official. It's summer. And how does East Tennessee do summer? With your Knoxville Smokies, of course. Only 5 homestands remaining. So if you haven't been to a game yet, what are you waiting for? Next week is a huge week with All You Can Eat Wednesday, Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday, Friday fireworks, and then Saturday, we're celebrating our country's 250th birthday. America's favorite pastime and fireworks. Is there a better way to celebrate? And come meet Bluey on Sunday. Don't miss the fun. Get your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
Totally fired up, totally focused, totally prepared. As I welcome you back. People say, oh, were you, did you really just get cut off? Yeah. That's a bad feeling, man, when you're out here with these 18-wheelers and they don't see you. And she was not in his blind spot either. She was staying back, but he just, I don't know what happened with him. But we're back with you. If you want to get in the hunt and in the mix with us, 865-200-5402. Ladies and gentlemen, answering the bell, talking about his odyssey into the ring. Put your hands together, meet and greet a man who's getting ready to make history on international pay-review Saturday night. I give you Andy Bowser. Andy K. Pasa Amigo, long time no talkie. You fire me up, you focus me, and you prepare me. Tell me about your journey. What has led to this, my friend?
Well, you know, just God puts you in place with good people, but with a lot of connections, right? So, I mean, that's just, you know, with a lot of things. And the thing about it is, I just always wanted the opportunity. I really wanted to do Redneck Brawl was for really just the easy money. I mean, that's really what it came down to. You know, walk in the park, go in there, prove, you know, if I was good enough or this and that, and just get an easy payday. Well, you know, of course, the harassment and the hate and kicking me out of 2 Redneck Brawls, and, you know, they're fighters and stuff wanting to come at me and talk a bunch of garbage, you know, and most of them, you know, have lost fights and this and that, and they get mad because I put promos in and try to get me to meet them in public, and, you know, and
Andy,
things
hang on. I want to unpack that. Hang on. Matt Dixon last year was in Freedom Hall because he thought you were fighting. Okay, now Matt's on here with us. He was up there with Tina last year in Freedom Hall. He thought you were fighting. Did you show up inside the Redneck Brawl and have a deal, or was that out in the parking lot? What was how did that occur last year? Because they wouldn't let you fight in the Redneck Brawl. So now you've taken your talents to Sweetwater Saturday night in another event. But walk us through what happened with you in the Redneck Brawl, because that was sort of in your backyard. You know what it reminds me of? They say that a prophet has no honor in his hometown, and that's what that reminds me of.
Well, you know, the thing was they just mistreated me. They wouldn't give me the opportunity, and you had their fighters like Joby Giles literally harassing me for weeks, getting mad because I called him out in a promo when I put in literally 5 promos, I think itself, to put in for like 5 of the fighters that were in my weight class. And they got mad and wanted to come at me like Ethan Ward. The dude has literally tried to get me to meet him in public, I got kicked out of Knoxville like, 4 weeks ago because the dude would not shut his mouth. And what did they do? They kicked me out of the arena. I did not move from my seat.
So you were there. You were there.
Yeah.
Yes, Matt was right. Matt said they kicked you out of the arena. And Matt said you weren't causing any trouble. Yes.
I did not cause no trouble. I had told Big Murph, I had told him before the event, I said, are you guys going to throw me out? He said, I wouldn't see no reason why they should. So then I told Todd Murray. Todd Murray had told Ethan Ward to shut up. He shut his mouth. Then they started again after Taylor the Trailer absolutely beat Tyler Holmes. And Tyler got mad because I looked at him because he wanted to start there and run his mouth. And I said, you got your You got beat. Period. The end. I said, how did that feel for you? I said, I thought you was bad enough. So what do? They both try to gang up on me. He goes and tells the bald-headed dude, the same one that threw me out of Johnson City, threw me out again. I'm like, okay, now I know who that dude is.
Hang on. We interrupt Andy Bowser for 1 second. Tennessee just got a commitment in baseball. Earlier, there was a Ross bomb on Twitter. Now we know what it was. Tennessee just picked up outfielder from Wright State, Andrew Duncan. Matt, your thoughts on that, and then any questions that you might have for Andy Bowser. Go ahead, Matt Dixon. Your thoughts on Andrew Duncan from Wright State.
Yeah, a good pickup. They started getting a little bit more active here the last couple of days, getting some commits to go public. So it's a good one.
All right, one of the things Matt wants to ask about, Andy, what kind of training do you do for this? If you can walk us through your training for this event.
Well, that's something I can't go into details on that. And I guess that's where a lot of people get mad about. I can't, that's just something that I don't discuss. It's just one of those, I've always said, if you want to be good at something, if you want to be great at something, you have to work at it. And that's really what it comes down to. A lot of the fighters and stuff, they make mistakes, but they don't want to fix them. If you see a fighter have horrible footwork, you can normally see it right off the bat. If you see a fighter that don't have good punches and they're wide, you can see it right off the bat. So all I'm going to say is hats off to DJ Mackey of Tennessee Slugfest for really communicating. Has been absolutely great. I had just messaged him last Saturday, and he just right off the bat, he's like, why don't you fight for us on the 27th? And I was like, sure, why not? And so all I can really say is I appreciate those guys, and everything, the blood work and everything. It was not easy to get because it was a short notice, but they've absolutely, by far none, are very easy to communicate with. And that is a huge difference than them and Redneck Brawl, because you can't just message Redneck Brawl. And a lot of times they won't even message you back. It's like trying to pull teeth. Like you have a kid that wants an opportunity or somebody that wants an opportunity, but then they want to have the favoritism, so to say.
Hey, Matt, we got breaking news again. And Andy's a big Tennessee fan. He'd rather shine a light on the Vols than himself. Tennessee just picked up Cal Baptist shortstop Chris Ramirez. Hey, Matt, that spoke to what you said, which is they had a shortstop in their back pocket when they let the kid from California go. You spoke to that earlier in the week, Matt.
Yeah. I'm still kind of mesmerized that Andy's not going to divulge his training secrets on air. That's a really savvy move by a guy making his first fight. So I think that's a really, really smart thing not to give any of those secrets away.
Andy Bino, who you know from Calhoun's, our Friday deal down there, said he wants to congratulate you on what you're doing.
Hey,
and he
I
wants to know if
appreciate y'all, and
oh no, this is not my love. Bino wants to know if you know anything about your opponent. Like, what can you tell us about your opponent? Have you seen any film on him or anything like that?
Well, I'm actually entering Redneck Brawl, the one that's coming to Freedom Hall. So Ethan Ward, I've seen the dude in person. I know what he looks like. This dude, I have no idea what he looks like, what his build is. He supposedly is a debut. He's supposedly possibly never fighted, from what I understand. So it's like I'm going in there. So not knowing what I'm going to face or anything like that. So yeah, I'm going to be very, very on toes and very on alert. It's going to be a very, very serious. Serious either way, but this is one of those that I cannot take lightly because you don't know. You don't know who the person is.
Oh,
You
no.
can't judge a book. You
never
can't
know.
judge someone by the book by their cover, which a lot of people do.
Yep.
And that's really what it comes down to. So, I've had people ask me, well, what do you, I was like, well, you can't draw a game plan up because you don't know. You can't even draw a game plan up either way. Like, people can't draw a game plan up on me because I don't put nothing out there. I don't put training videos out there. I don't put, if I do anything, I don't even put that I work out at the gym because I just don't. It's just, I've learned it's best just to fly under the radar, do things in your personal time, and it doesn't have to be shared. And that's just the way I feel about it.
Well, I tell you this right now. I don't know who this fella is you're fighting, but he's going to need a little extra something Saturday night.
I will put it. All I'm going to say is it's not going to be good for the person, and I feel bad for it that it had to be this opportunity instead of not Redneck Brawl, because at the end of the day, this person's about to be hurting first. If even Redneck Brawl even decides to call me like they are supposed to, I had been told that I was going to get contacted. And I contacted Billy Hubbard, and he never did. He's never opened my messages. He's never called me. Still to this day, and it's been almost 2 weeks. And I'm like, why did you tell me to contact you or call you when you wasn't even going to answer? Like, do you see how that looks? So it is
Andy,
what it is.
Hewitt Pruitt, and by the way, we'll do a little overtime here. Hewitt Pruitt wants to know, so get on the line at 865-200-5402. Hewitt Pruitt over on the YouTube chat is wondering, are you a southpaw? Can you divulge that? Do you come from the left side, the right side? What is your dominant hand on Saturday night?
So that is one of the things that I love about southpaw. Footwork that's where footwork comes to play. You got to be able to switch your feet. You got to be able to change direction. You got to be able to do whatever you feel like you want to. If you want to do Philly, or if you say you want to go on defense and and slip and roll and be comfortable making them miss and piss them off basically and make them wear their stuff out. But that's where southpaw. I love southpaw. I know a lot of people like orthodox. I like orthodox. But southpaw is by far something that is very good to use if you need to. Like Saturday, I may have to switch. I may have to do something way off the grid plan, or whatever. You don't know. Like you may have to pivot out, say, if they try to grab you. So you may have to pivot.
Andy, stay right there. Andy, stay right there. More of this scintillating conversation on our overdrive overtime. I want to say a special shout out to the great William Pattison, who's up next. Shout out to Dubsy. Y'all eat your hearts out. I got the man of the hour here on the air.
FM
We love you.
105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
All right, Andy, as you were saying, so we were talking about you fighting from the left side. Hey, Matt Dixon, how about this man talking about the footwork involved when you switch hands? I'm starting to think this kid's really, really, really trained hard for this thing Saturday night. I got to respect that, Matt.
No, he clearly has, and he, been waiting for this opportunity, and he's going to take full advantage of it. No, I've been really impressed with all this. Yeah, I'm really excited. This is really cool.
One thing that Bino said, though, go ahead.
One of the by far the best that ever did that, and I still have a lot of respect for him somewhat, is Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was always the one, see him Amato was the one that taught Mike Tyson the pickaboo. Not many fighters use the pickaboo or change of direction. Mike Tyson is by far still to this day the quickest to be able to change direction that most people would fall. And that is why it's genius. Amato is by far a legend. Like when he started training Mike Tyson, he turned Mike Tyson into a killer, a straight killer. And so again, like that's where I've looked up to a lot of fighters, like Mike Tyson, Gervonta Tank Davis. Anthony Joshua was one that I've really fell in love with, and Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou, when he's training with Mike Tyson, turned Francis into an absolute behemoth.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Hewitt Pruitt's got it. He's all over it. You step into that ring and go to 1-0 Saturday night, you walk out of there with the nickname Iron Andy. There is no Iron Mike.
I don't know.
I mean, you got an opportunity here. No.
It's like I said, I don't want people to really, I don't want people to really apologize or, this and that or contact me if they don't really mean it. But I don't even want I just want it to hopefully to be a point of that I made a statement that it wasn't fake and it wasn't a joke. That's what it really comes down to. I hope it really, I don't know. It's so hard to explain because I'm just so chill and, just down to earth. And that's what it really comes down to. I've always loved the sport itself.
When
a lot of people disrespect it.
Andy, when I saw you rap that day at Calhoun's, and I got to say, right, like there are people out there eating, and they didn't know what we were doing. Some people know the show, and they were with you. They were vibing, but some of those people, they looked at you like you were from Neptune or something. You know what I mean? But you kept right on going. Like you showed a lot of courage, and by the end of it, you had won the crowd over. Now, my question for you is, okay, is this a boxing match? Is this an MMA thing? Is this a combination? What are you doing here?
It's just a boxing thing. MMA is something I like it, but you've got to be very, very flexible. You have to be extremely flexible. I'm not as flexible as what I'd like to be, and that's just truth itself. But I love the sport of boxing. I like MMA, but sport of boxing itself, I absolutely love it. So, yeah.
Andy, it's kind of incredible that you're doing this. Bino said one thing, though, that he learned, because he did something like that in his young days. He said, you got to get in there and you really need to breathe. Like you got to just slow it down when you get in the ring, because you're going to, he said, he wants to tell you to manage your adrenaline and not to punch yourself out in that first round. You got to really. So what do you got to say? What do you got to say to Bino for that advice? I don't know if you've been told that.
Yeah, you have to be smart. You can't waste all your fuel in the tank. Well, that's where cardio plays. You got to do cardio. Cardio is very important. Now, defense is by far, to me, the most absolutely important of every bit of it. Because if you can make someone miss, then you can work on taking care of the other stuff, right? But if you can't make someone miss and they clock you or they clip you, so to say. But cardio is the most important thing. And yeah, breathing is very important. You got to breathe when you throw, because that makes it to where it conserves fuel in the tank, so to say. So, it's like, I will say this.
That was
so
Bino's
I started
advice.
running.
Bino said
I started using a training mask. What it does, it's like it cuts your airway a little bit. You can adjust it by the switch on the bottom of it. But when I started running on the treadmill, I run for usually about 5-6 minutes. What that does is it kind of compresses your breathing to where it builds your breath to where it gets stronger. Just like if you were working out a body part, so to say. It does the same thing. That's been a game changer.
Andy, I find you getting in the ring here, just like Bino. Bino said when he was a kid, he had to try it one time just to see if he could, And he kind of got in there, and he got kind of smothered, and I, he wouldn't mind me telling you this, but he got kind of his block knocked off.
Yeah.
So I respect anybody that gets in the ring. I respect anybody because, like you say, you don't know who this guy is.
I had no
You don't know
clue.
where this dude's from. I got a feeling. Yeah, I have a feeling this dude's in trouble, though. Listen to you talk.
Yeah, but it's going to be a good time.
Any other final words?
I'm really excited about it. I just wanted to say, as always, I appreciate you and love you guys. I will not actually. I hadn't told you, but this season I'm actually not going to be doing diss tracks or anything. I'm just going to take kind of a season off and just enjoy and hang out with friends and family and just enjoy Knoxville and the season itself. Could there be a sneak diss track come up during the season? You never know. I might get the urgy, but I just kind of want to just take a break from things. I'm still working on things, of course, but I just kind of want to take a little break from things and just a little break.
Andy, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a Dwight Gooden and good luck on Saturday night. And there's no way an artist like yourself is going to be stifled. Thank you, my friend. Good talking to you. Matt Dix, go Vols to you, my friend. Matt Dixon, we just got 2 commitments while we were on with Andy Bowser. You see, people say, well, what are you doing, Tony? If we had that kid on for an hour, we might have gotten J.P. Estrella home by the time 2 o'clock Eastern rolled around. Do you feel me on that, Matt? I mean, do you feel me on that?
I feel you.
Because we support the local artists.
I'm not sure where the show can go after that, though. It's going to be hard to top.
Oh, it can go off. That's where the show's going to go. Hey, this shortstop from Dallas Baptist, a good player, bad player, and this kid from the outfielder that we got from Wright State. Is he a banger? Can he hit it out, Matt? Do we know?
Yeah. He was Wright State's best player. I'll do a little bit more deep dive on him, and I don't know much about the kid from Cal Baptist, but shortstop's a premium position, so it does sound like they had a plan when they basically let Marin walk. So we'll see if all that stuff comes to fruition with all these portal guys they're getting. So they've got a couple guys on the mound too here recently that are pretty exciting as well.
How significant to you is the right-hander from Louisville that didn't pitch this year, but who's got a pedigree? His brother's currently in the major leagues.
No, I think him and the one that didn't pitch for South Carolina this past season are both. I think they're both draft risk guys. But obviously, if you come back and perform well, you can elevate your stock. But I mean, kind of a risky, but I think it's worth taking because if those guys pan out, you got some pretty good arms for college.
Yeah, it's amazing because I was telling people a couple days ago when they were getting down on what's happened so far. In past years, it's taken us till July. July is when you really start putting the roster together. This is just time when kids are getting into the portal. This is great that we've seen some movement before next week because generally next week is moving week. But Tennessee's had a very significant week here, haven't they? I mean, that's the way I would look at it.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like it, and they're getting active and bringing guys to campus and getting some of their top targets. So yeah, it's been a good week. We'll see. I mean, there's still guys entering the portal like this week too. So some high names.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Yeah, it's still a long process, and we'll see where they end up, and also how they come out of the draft as well, both with high school players that are commits and guys on the roster that could potentially be drafted also.
Brian Hartman, big dog in West Tennessee, as a riddle for you. Who do you think's put in more work in the last month or so? Okay. Chaz Coleman or Andy Bowser?
Andy, by far.
Matt, how would you answer that? Chaz or Andy?
I think it's easily Andy. I'm not sure it's close.
I'll tell you what, man. People can say whatever they want to say about him and have opinion, whatever opinion you're going to have of this guy. You got to be half crazy to get in a ring and let somebody try and knock your block off. Now, maybe what I'll do tomorrow, it's true. Maybe what we'll do tomorrow is we'll just unpack this a little bit with Bino. Not too much, But Bino entered one of those early tough man deals. Was out in Oak Ridge. And back then they had it set up like in the old Oak Ridge Mall down in a corner. And Bino said he went out there and literally got his damn block, almost got his block knocked off. Could you see a young Bino eating a right hand, Matt? With that big old poofy hair, getting his wig split with that big old poofy hair, that big old afro he had.
That would surprise me. I've not heard Bino mention that story before.
Yep. It's pretty next level. Brian Hartman, on the way out, give me a preview of the kickball, my friend.
Well, you've got Germany facing Ecuador, who still has a chance to get through to the playoffs, as I'll call it. And they're playing Germany, who's going to win the group. Ecuador has yet to score a goal, but they've tied one match. Curacao, Ivory Coast is the other game in that group stage. That's a 4 o'clock start. 7 o'clock, Tunisia, Netherlands, and Japan, Sweden. Sweden won their first match over Tunisia 5-1, but got beat 5-1 by the Netherlands. So that's a big variance right there. And then what we've all been waiting for, Turkey, U.S. tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern time, which is ignorant, stupid, and Paraguay, Australia going on at the same time. So you got both group games going on simultaneously from here on till all the game threes are played.
Brian, who's getting through from our group, in your humble opinion? Who's getting through from our group?
Well, it's going to be Turkey is eliminated. United States is getting through. Paraguay and Australia, the winner of that game is going to finish second. So whoever wins that game is definitely getting through. And they could both probably get through if the right things happen. If they draw, there's a good chance that both of them will get through. So we'll see how they play that game. They might decide, hey, we just could settle for a point here and we're going to get through anyway. So we'll have to see.
I'm going to tell you something about that Turkey team. I watch them play, right? And they're full of nitrites. They're like bad deli turkey. I mean, it looks okay. And then you get it home and you eat it and you're like, God, man, 15 minutes later. Whew. Bri, you're my man. I love you. It was unbelievable today. You responding and reaching out and touching Andy that quickly. Congratulations to the baseball Vols on their 2 commitments today. Rick Barnes giving us a little something to think about. You're going to give him something to talk about, Bonnie Raitt, in the key of A. How about How about and Nega Dave said, Tony, I told you there was a scholarship available. Hey, Nega Dave, I got to give you credit, man. You come correct. Now, of course, you also told me that Nate Ament wouldn't go in the lottery. Matt, in your humble opinion, the significance of 3 Vols getting drafted in this draft, because I find that highly significant.
I mean, it certainly doesn't hurt you at all. And to have a guy like Ament go as high as he did, it's a good thing. I don't necessarily think that Barnes needs to put guys in the NBA for his credibility. I think he's kind of already got that. I mean, but it certainly doesn't hurt you at all. So yeah, it's good to see, and it's a sign that you have a team that's competing at the top of the sport. Because without pros, you're not making that second weekend, and hopefully at some point a Final Four.
It's kind of like the same thing in major college football right now. Unless you're turning out first round draft picks, you're just running around in college football right now. And it's an interesting thing to think about. And then look at all the players that Tony's regime put in Major League Baseball, Matt. They're all over the place right now. Like literally all over the place.
Yep, and scattered throughout the minor leagues as well.
Yep. Till we meet again, for all those behind the scenes, thank you, Matt Dixon. Matt will put a little write-up together for us on the blog tomorrow, the significance of these commitments last couple days. And also the Throat will have some stuff for us on the blog. Today, I just want to shout out the great Mark Griffin. I want to shout out as he receives tonight the Ignite Greatness Award, the Pat Summitt Ignite Greatness Award. And Griff, we love you. Shout out Georgie Boy Plaster, who's driving up for that. And as Mark so eloquently said, George doesn't like to get in his car and drive 5 minutes somewhere. While he was ripping me for making a living. Then we've got a shout out to Dave Serrano, who was great on the air today with us. And I just want to remind you in the spirit, I forgot to ask Andy what he was going to wear Saturday night. Will he have any kind of Vol gear on? Somebody will reach out to Danny White on his behalf and see if we could get Andy a little something before he gets in the ring. And I just want to say to you, I said it's great to be he. Thank you to Walton for making the trains run on time. Thank you to Brian Hartman for pushing the buttons. Thank you to Matt Dixon. Andy, go for it, brother. Go for it. Don't be like Bino. Go for it, my brother. Thank you. We love you. Peace.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340. WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Greetings as we celebrate the fact that Nate Ament makes history for the University of Tennessee. Lottery pick. That's pretty big time. Tennessee's entire staff was up in New York City last night to celebrate that with Nate Ament as he was taken by the Milwaukee Bucks.